Alright, so let's go ahead and start building our random number generator first. So we are going to create an array of whatever size the user chooses. So SZ means size. That is going to be the size of the array that we create. So let's go ahead and put that here. And we won't be using students anymore. Let's just say array. Alright. So if they put in 100, the array size is going to be 100. And then we'll go from the start of the array all the way to size. So it's going to stop right before size, but again with that zero indexing, accessing the last member of an array is always the array size minus 1. So that's why we do the less than sign and not less than equals, or else we'd get outside the array and we might have a segmentation fault or something like that where it breaks the program. So that's why we just have the less than sign. And so with our for loop we need to get some random numbers, and to do that we need to access some new libraries. Now we need to include these two libraries in order to access rand as well as time, so we can do what's called seed rand, which basically it chooses a random number based on the clock at the time of you running the program. So how you seed rand, that's like seed like you're growing a plant or a tree, you would type in s rand time null. And so that just creates a spot based on the time of running the program that it uses to generate random numbers. Now if you didn't do this at all, every time you ran the program your random numbers would be the same. So they will be random for sure. They'd be like 6, 100, 7, but next time you ran the program it would also be the same 6, 100, 7. So wouldn't be too random over time. And to create our numbers, what we're going to do is we're going to call rand, and we use the modulus operator from before to get a remainder, and whatever number we put in here, it's going to dictate how big our random numbers are. So if we put 1,000, this is going to create random numbers from 0 all the way to 999. If we wanted to do numbers from like 1 to 1,000, we would put plus 1 after it. So what this does is, as far as order of operations in mathematics, it would first do this division here, so it would create that random number, get the modulus, and we'd have 0 to 999, and then plus 1 to whatever it gave us, so it would be from 1 to 1,000. So that's what we'll do for our random numbers. We'll generate a random number, and we'll just say int temp is equal to this random number, and then we will place it in our array. So we are going to iterate across every single number in our array, putting in a random number. And so after we do that, we are going to find the minimum and the maximum. So we iterate again, so we just set up what we did before, size I++. And we'll have to create a min and max variable to hold them, so we'll say in mint max. And we're going to set these to the very first number actually of the array. So let's say min and max are both equal to array 0. And this is just so we have something to compare to. If we don't give these a value, so we're assigning it to the first member of the array, if we don't do that, we don't know what is in that memory space. It might be a letter, it could just be some junk value, and it could cause issues with our program. So we assign it to the first member of the array, and then from the second member on we'll do our comparisons. So we'll say if array I is greater than max, max is equal to array I. And then we'll do the same for min. So we'll say if array I is less than min, we'll make that the min. Alright, and so after that for loop is done, we will have a max and a min, and we'll just say it out to the user. So we'll say alright, so let's go ahead and build and run this, see how it looks. Got some errors, and it said that we did not identify min and max. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. So it looks to me like maybe I used a reserved keyword to create my variables. So min and max, I think, are used other places in C++. That's why I can't name my variables min and max. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. So when I tried to initialize these both to the single array 0, I can't do it how I've done it here. So I need to do this first. So we're just going to like say them, create them first, and then we'll do max num min num equal to the array 0. And because I changed the name of those, I need to change them everywhere else. Alright, so let's try again. There we go. So our program pops up asking how many numbers do we want to generate. Let's just go ahead and say 7. And there we go. 9, 91, 37. Let's try it again. 3, 4. Pretty cool. So totally worked. You know, we can put in 1,000 here. Should still work. Ooh, that was interesting. Oh, so over 1,000 different tries, it must have randomly picked 1,000 once, which we told it that's the highest number it can choose. So eventually, you know, we got the actual max and min of the range that we gave it. So we said that we only wanted numbers from 1 to 1,000, and over 1,000 tries, it actually got the minimum and the maximum. So look at that, statistics, tons of fun. So we'll try 78. And then finally, if we hit 0, program ends. So pretty cool. And that's arrays, and that's for loops, and that is the rand function. So in our next videos, we will finally dip our toes into some interesting stuff. We'll start talking about programs that are, you know, larger than just one single file, programs that don't just use, you know, single numbers and just words. We're going to start building some complex abstract things. So finally our programming starts to get interesting, where you can actually build whatever you can dream of. For deeper learning on C++, visit us at makethingswithcpp.com and be sure to like and subscribe.